So friends, right here off of Dickerson Road, when I first moved here, this is where my business was. I opened a car-related business. My background is, I was service manager at a Ford dealership for the better part of my life. I started in the Ford business when I was 18 and worked there till I was 35, till I moved here. And I started a business along with another company here in Nashville called Groom's Engines. And this blue building on the right, the very last one that says Z Cars by Clark on it, was my building. When I first moved to Nashville, I actually lived in this building until I moved my family here. And I moved my family here on December 31st, 1999, on the night that it was supposed to, all the computers were supposed to crash. We moved everybody here together. And so I'm going to tell you a few stories about this place that I think are interesting. One is this little circle down here. Used to, this wall was not here, and I'm sure now that this circle's here, it's all kinds of stuff, but I used to watch drug deals go down here on this little circle constantly. And when I say drug deals, I'm talking about a lot of drug deals. And they are blowing my phone up, driving me crazy. So I'm gonna stop and answer this, and I'll be right back. So friends, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. First thing to keep in mind is this wall was not here. That's actually I-65 right on the other side of that wall. My fence was there. I actually had the gates put up, this gate and the fence on the other side to kind of close that back end to keep it safe. And you can even see I put a security camera up there on the corner. That was way back when I first moved here. That would have been, like I say, 1999, and all that stuff is still here. But I had a Great Pyrenees named Elvis. That was, when I got him, he was a puppy, but he was about 80 pounds. And you see how high this little gate is. And it's got barbed wire on the top. There was this lady that came over here and figured out that I had Elvis in here, and she hated that he was in the shop. And what I would do is keep him in the shop during the day. At night, I would put him in this little area right here to protect people from jumping over the fence and damaging my cars and stealing stuff, because we're in kind of a rough part of town. And she got wind of Elvis being there, and there's another security camera. Actually, that security camera didn't used to be turned that way. It was turned another way, and there's another one out here shining to the fence. And I had security footage. I wish I still had it. I'm gonna look see if I could find it, but I doubt it. It's been so long. Of that lady, and she wasn't a very big lady, grabbing Elvis and picking him up and taking him over that gate right there by herself twice. Not once, but twice. I saw the security footage the first time, went and picked him up. I knew where she lived, went and got him. The second time she did it, I said, she's gonna work that hard, she wants him that bad, she deserves him, so I let her keep him. So that is where Elvis is. I guess he's probably passed by now, because that was over 15 years ago. But that's what happened to Elvis the Great Pyrenees. Some other things that I find interesting is I made these carts, or I say we made these carts, me and my guys. We made those for sitting. The whole point of this store, it was called the Engine Store, was we did car and truck engines only. I didn't do brakes and oil changes and all that. We just installed engines. So you would take your engine block out, and it would sit between these two pieces of wood, or you could sit it across the pieces of wood, take the old stuff off the old one and put the new stuff on the new one. And I made several of those. We made enough for everybody in there, and we had 11 lifts, so we made about 10 of those, I think. And you can see they're just sitting out here. I made those way back then, 17 years ago. Just reminiscing, friends. But this is the place. And it looks like a lot of the lifts are still in there. No, they're the lifts I put in. Looks like a lot of them are still there. But this is the building right here. And I even just saw sunset, beware of puppy. So friends, my business was right down this road right here, which is Homestead. And right across the street was this. It's called Skyway Studios now. It's television production studios, that kind of stuff. But back then, it was the Crook Chase Show. And it was in this side. So at lunch, I would go over here and go into the studio audience and watch the Crook Chase Show right there. I'm gonna see if I can get a better video of it, of where it was. And of course, they do all kinds of stuff. But that's what was in there at the time. I remember going through those doors right there, and the studio was right inside there, and I would actually go at lunchtime and do that. And so there's some more Nashville knowledge for you, friends. Of course, the Crook Chase Show during that time actually shut down, and so I lost my lunchtime place to go watch a live television show and see country music stars when country music was country music. So friends, I wanted to get this shot. You can see that this is downtown Nashville. We're on Dickerson Road, which is not a real great part of town, but it is what it is. And if you look right here, this is the Congress Inn. This is a motel now, but there's word that this place was haunted. This was used as a hospital during the Civil War, and they say that that it is haunted. And there's stories about room 102 and 104, and there's all kinds of stuff like that related to this. And you can see that this looks like a very old building, and I would assume that that was the original hospital and the building that they used, and then maybe they added these other buildings. So I'm gonna ride through here and we'll video and take a look, and you can see where they filled in the old swimming pool. And I like the old school sign too. It's very cool looking. I hate that the sun is where it is, but we'll zoom into the sign. The Congress Inn, friends. Nice clean rooms, low weekly rates, refrigerators and microwaves available, and they even have a color TV by RCA. That is old school right there, friends. Old school. That's room 129. Let's see if we can find 102. And they even have a little sign right there that somebody hand painted. Congress Pool Inn, daily and weekly rates, Dickerson Road. It's pretty cool. Friends, we're going to go around the edge of this building, and when we drive around, I want you to think about the basement. They say that there's soldiers buried under the concrete. There were so many dead that they just put them under there and eventually poured concrete over their bodies. So just be thinking about that. It's like stepping back in time. There's 117, 118, 119. Let's see if we can find 102 and 104. So I'm not sure these buildings are old enough to be over Civil War, but there's 104 right there, and there's 102, but now it could have been on the side of the building, who knows. So there you are, friends. I'm on Dickerson Pike and Hart Lane, right at the intersection, and that's where the Congress Inn is, right there, friends. Tighten up.